mornings, afternoons, I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. I know the voice is dying with a dying fall beneath the music from a farther room, so how should I presume? And
I'm waiting for doing that ask what is it. I'm dying for it because I'm going to join you in there, right?
Okay, and we will stop at that point.
Right? No, I'm going to keep going to the end.
For I have, hang on, for I have known the eyes already. I like this. For I have known the eyes already, known them all, eyes that fix you in a formulated phrase, and when I am formulated, sprawling on a pin, when I am pinned and wriggling on the wall, then how should I begin to spit out all the butt ends of my days and ways, and how should I presume? And I have known the arms already, known them all, arms that are braceleted, white and bare, but in the lamplight, down to the light brown hair. Down with the light brown hair. This is perfume from a dress that makes me
so digress.
And what's the next? And should I then presume, and how should I begin? Shall I say that I went at dusk through the narrow streets and watched the smoke rising from the pipes of lonely men in short sleeves? I should have been a pair
of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas, man. I mean, the man reads poetry out loud. I mean, what are you going to say about him? Like, he was a wise man. He was a kind man. Like, he was a bullshit man. Sorry, continue. Sorry, sat there. Sorry, guys. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Everybody okay?
No,
here we are. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, just lost the plot there for a second. No, I'm okay. Please continue.
That's tough poem. Like, okay. I need it.
Okay, pause.
Okay, let's have a pause.
Let's have a pause. Here's the bear walks into a bar. This bear walks into a bar. He puts the arms up on the counter and he says, "I'll have a beer and a shot." Barman says, "Quite a long pause." Quite a big pause, I guess. I don't know, what the fuck. Sorry, Patrick, can you just remind me of how did you go? Where's the enthusiasm for I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas by this coastal town? Like, is there a connection between coastal towns, seaside, maybe hostels, T.S. Eliot? What's going on here? I seem to have a Malagastic moment here.
Yes, I had never really thought about poetry prior to that until you told me about. Didn't tell me about so much T.S. Eliot, but you told me about Dennis Hopper.
What are you going to say, man? It's like the man reads poetry out loud. Now, you know.
And that one moment that I had forgotten in that film, right?
It was fucking best moment. It's part of the whole movie.
Had slipped by me many years previous, and I was looking at it. I never even caught it, but when you reminded me that when you told me about it, that it was in it, I just thought, man, I better go out and learn poetry.
That's right.
And it's been rattling through my head ever since. And since that time, not before it, never understood where poetry come from before it, and now I know.
That's great, man. That's great. I seem to remember that we read it as well in a. I think I printed out. Oh, hey! I know. I printed it out in where did I print it? Not Seville. I thought maybe even Toledo.
It could have been. We had it in the bag for a long time, right? But do you remember when we were lying in the little pension in Malaga, and you were in one bed on that side, and I was in a little bed on this side?
Yeah, that's right.
And we were going through it line by line, and I was saying, "What do you think that line means?" Then?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know. And ever since that, like I've
been playing the old game there with the puzzle. Yeah. This is that.
Once upon a time, God made this elephant. Then it was delicate and small. It wasn't freakish at all, or melancholy. The hyena sang in the scrub. Oh, you are beautiful.
Continue.
I can't remember. They something like that. They lifted their blackened heads in the stumps of fucking. They were just mad anyway. But that was the moment.
But this is dueling poetry. Like, if you're going to be coming out with like Ted Hughes and Elephants, that's Ted Hughes, right?
Yep.
I've got to come up with something. So let me see. What's the young man from that? How are you doing, guys? So let me see. Okay. I was going to say there was a young man from Nantucket, but that's a very rude poem.
Right,
We can
up
have that
jumped
the
the
poem.
King of Siam.
Then up jumped the King of Siam. For women, I don't care a damn. Though you may find it odd of me, I prefer sodomy. To say I'm a bugger, I am. There you go, huh? Let me see. What were we playing? Oh, no. A couple of minutes ago, you touched on something that I found. I'm actually used to this. I can actually kind of talk fluently.
Yeah.
If this ever gets tedious, just let me know. But
No,
hey, well,
I'm
let's
fine,
let the
I'm
fucker-
fine. I just get a little embarrassed when people are walking by.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that'll be your shame, man.
Yeah, I
That's a shame.
I wasn't born to walk in front of the camera.
That's
Like,
right.
people think, yeah, hey, they must be doing something important.
Next time, I'm the total opposite. If somebody walks by, I'll say,
Two beautiful birds. What the fuck on this? They're not seagulls.
"What do they look like rats that swim?" Huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. Where
They
are
look like amphibious rats. No, I think they're ducks. Are they ducks? They're probably not ducks either. They're probably a very, very rare bird.
Jesus, I forgot my rifle. That's a tragedy. Who was that fucker that used to love animals and all the rest of it? He used to shoot the fucking things and stuff them.
Was he someone we knew, or was he on television?
I'm telling you, there's one old lad now close to. There's one dead relative I have, and he was a great man for nature.
Yeah.
He was a great man for shooting the shit out of nature. I was out.
I had that thing going with nature.
It was fucking terrible.
And then sure, look at the way we were in Spain when we venerate the bull.
That's right. Jesus, yeah. Ernst fucking I'm a shithead Hemingway.
Yeah.
Good is that which we feel good after doing, said Ernst on the way home from a bullfight.
Well, listen, a great affinity with Spain and all, but please don't ever venerate me.
That's right, yeah.
Remember they built a pizza oven to fucking Larry Lee?
That's right, because they were going, do we venerate him? Ah no, Larry's okay, we better not venerate him.
Yeah. Remember we were walking into the town of Almunica,
Yeah.
and we see these magnificent statues, because we knew there was a statue to Larry Lee, but we didn't know what it looked like. And then we seen this statue with all the fishermen, we said that has to be it.
That's right.
And it wasn't, and eventually they put the woman in, remember the woman in the tourist office directed us down to the beach, and really it was a tiny little oven.
A pizza oven.
A pizza oven.
A chimney. It was like a cross between a celebration of food and a fucking Auschwitz memorial. I didn't know what to make of it. I don't know how I felt.
Yeah, a little known fact about Larry Lee is he worked in Pizza Land.
That's right. Larry Lee. Turn up jump Larry Lee. Thank you. Turn up jump Larry Lee. I don't know, is there a topping that rhymes with Lee? I'm searching for topping here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, you touched on something back there though, which was, well, there was two things jumped to mind. One of them was,
Maybe we could cut across this, and that way we'll get
Wonderful.
lots of wide open space.
cut,
Which
we can cut loose. Oh Jesus, huh? Right. I don't want to be. So what I was getting at, what you reminded me of, you're asking the question, what's it going to be like looking at this in the future?
Yeah.
Will we remember the smells and all that kind of stuff? And actually, what I don't. So what jumped to mind was, we've been walking around here for a couple of hours. I thought I was absolutely unaware of light, smell, sounds, anything.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about what we were talking about, and I was really struggling with it. And one huge thing, not one huge.
The thing, that's the thing.
The thing. What? That is not the thing. There's the thing about China. They're great men for bicycles. That is not the thing about China. It's rice that they're great for. Decapitating astronomers, I believe, was their thing. Is that a Chinese thing? Will you find that out when you're over there? They don't jump the King of Siam.
I said, don't feed me any more spam.
That's right. There's a little crabby. A pair of ragged claws, man. I'm telling you.
Come on.
Come on. Scuttle, scuttle. Yes, scuttlebug. I'm telling you, man. What's it all about for that, lad? like that, like me ex with me, with me grad school research notebook, read it out loud for me. Consider a rotationally invariant Hamiltonian. What the hell is that Hamiltonian? What does it all mean? I got equations here. I mean, you can't like. What are you adding letters? What the hell is that? What's it? Remember that immortal word? What's it all about?
I can understand the enormity of it. She wasn't just asking what it was all about. You unravelled fucking everything.
She didn't get one hinge because
just because you added two letters together.
What's it all about? Everything is made up out of atoms. Oh Jesus! That was I was reading this book. Maths books actually have a narcotic effect. You can really dig them, but they don't have any emotional content. So if you read them in bed,
you get really lost. You can go into them.
You can go into them, and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Right. So I used to read Flanagan's book, Complex Analysis, the Harmonic Functions of Complex Analysis, something like that. It was a really good book. It was it was a conversational tone. It was forbidden. You can't be reading. Don't be reading that stuff. You have to stop working at some stage. That'll drive you mad. I was just reading it to relax. You have to stop working. You never stop. Don't be reading that stuff.
What kind of a person doesn't like Christmas?
That's right.
Will you explain to whoever's watching this and they're horrified because I'm after spitting a few times and I don't always spit on camera. Will you just tell them it's a
look, if you don't believe, look, it's the best stride.
Will you just tell them it's a cultural thing? Alright. Whoa.
No, you're preparing for China. I'm horrors. There's the thing about the Chinaman. He's a whore for spitting. Jeez, you better stop that. You don't have to go to the trouble of editing it.
You cannot bring your Chinese friends around now.
Oh God! You got tough ones.
Precious moments.
Capture those, but they'll totally appreciate. We're capturing precious moments. See, we're making all these references. Now I gotta go and I gotta either look like a total prick.
Just say something bad about being Irish.
So we're really dirt. Aren't we? Jesus. Listen, no, I was on to a serious thing. Battery time is of the essence.
Right.
What I wanted to point out, not point out.
Oh, go on, while you're at it.
What I wanted to bring up was that I was immersed in the conversation.
Okay, and sights, sounds and senses and sounds, yeah, our senses and smells.
They were probably in the conversation insofar as they probably brought a level of concentration to the conversation, or a level of intensity to the conversation.
They did. They added the colour.
We certainly wouldn't be having this. Actually, we're having this conversation in the middle about troubling Metropolis while drinking coffee. So I guess I don't know, but it's here.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't totally in touch with it, but it's here. It's reminiscent of stuff and all the rest of it. But what was actually distracting to me was this notion that we verbalized stuff, and I became very, very concerned that we've lost the verbalization of it. So what we were verbalizing was that moment of that moment of horror, or that horror-filled moment that I was familiar with, and I guess the terror-filled moment that you were familiar with.
Yeah.
And we were talking about. See, I've already kind of lost it, and I was really hoping to not lose it because I was actually thinking I should write this shit down. I should at least try and write down in a journal some kind of a sentence or two that would bring back the essence of what we were talking about. I think it was something got to do with. So I've already kind of forgotten.
Well, like I thought, like, now this probably sounds shy to anyone who's listening, right? But
in reality, it'll be us.
Okay.
No one's going to make about unless we uncap some Tarkovsky fucking fans, right? That they can take 20 minutes two fuckers walking across the beach, right? So nobody's going to be watching this.
Yeah, no one's gone this far. No one's getting this far. If they've got this far, if you're with us here, we're doing. I thought the camera was that, like, whether we fucking like it or not, it doesn't matter. our existence is consistent, and so was the flowers.
Right.
Right, didn't neither
yes,
neither us nor the flowers needed the reason for living. Whether we want one or not is another story, but we didn't need one.
You know, there was one comment that was, you said that all you needed to be was alive, and given that you were alive, you felt that you could live absolutely consistently, with or without a God. The God didn't come into it.
Yeah.
The fact that you were alive and here, even actually obliterate history, whatever, we're standing right here. Given that we're here, given that we're doing what we do, that you could live consistently.
Yeah.
And I pointed out that suggests that that doesn't require any kind of a God, any belief in God, anything like that.
And I'm okay with that.
And then the
problem,
yeah.
The problem was, we were saying that even though we were in a good spot tonight, a lot of good memories, a lot of nice smells, a lot of nice evenings, remind us to spend a whole lot. There's in the back of it, there's always this little hope.
Yes, hope. Yes, hope. And then I said that. So we're walking along, and it was really, really cool. Like, everything was not cool temperature-wise, but it was really nice.
It was as good a moment as it could be, but still,
vibrant. It was vibrant.
And we were saying that there's always these little kind of, what did you call them?
Promises.
Little promises, a little nudge with a little legend
that it's good because we commented on you're sitting down in some gorgeous landscape.
Yeah.
The Pacific Ocean waves are breaking off.
Yeah.
Rocks. Everything is just right. The sounds are right. Everything is really vibrant. And you come along, and in the middle of it all, it's really, really perfect. And you always have this promise that one day you'll be here with the partner you want and the job you want, and going back to the house you want.
And you'll feel just
right.
No.
And I think I suggested that maybe that if you did toddle off and get the partner, the house, the car, the body, all those things that you want, and come back, that maybe it would work out. Then we were like the excited hydrogen atom.
Yeah.
The excites giving off 2 photons back to back. You were there. No, I was thinking good. You were thinking not so good. Maybe even bad.
Because imagine, the reason I said bad was, imagine if you're walking along with that person and everything is right, and you still have that little gnawing in your stomach.
Yeah, you're fucked.
You're bollocks.
You're fucked.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
You're rightly fucked.
No, there's nobody watching this, right? Just to make sure there's nobody watching this. There was a young man from Nantucket whose dick was so long he could suck it. He said with a grin, as he wiped off his chin, if my ear was a cunt, I could fuck it.
Okay, that keeps the existential philosophy in perspective, right?
That's right, yeah. And that keeps anybody prudish or probably chewing it out now.
Yeah.
And good riddance, you cunts, because we're getting to it here, man.
Well,
fuck off.
If the spits didn't repulse them earlier, and a whole lot of phlegmatic stuff, right? A result of that spit.
That's right. So it's an awful dose on me. But seriously though, we were saying.
Okay, right. We've lost most of our audience there. Go for the other half of mankind. Let's get rid of the women.
That's right. They have no place here. There are too many women around. They should never know of one.
Yeah.
But see, no, there was something more. There was one point that was still based on something that we said.
In relation to that?
Yeah, it was before that. Anyway, let's go with that.
Yeah, well, I think that that the kernel of what we're trying to say and what we're trying to get at and what we're trying to understand is the difference between us two walking there.
Yeah.
In a pretty good spot.
Right.
Both acknowledging that somewhere deep inside there's always this little promise.
Right.
Right. Whether it's with another woman or whether it's walking with people for always.
Right.
Right. And there's always, like, you can't get away from that little spot. And so there's hope for the future that one day we can live this spot to the fullest. And somewhere in that hope I think there's a problem. Is we shouldn't be hoping for the future in any way.
Yeah, yeah.
It's taken us away from something that we're frightened of now.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think we.
But it's more than that.
It should be so afraid. I know that whatever it is we're afraid of won't kill us.
But so what's the alternative?
To what we're doing?
No. So
what's the alternative to not having hope? Well, in some way,
or this promise, this expectation, this something.
Well, see, some way it means that we're not going to that what is now, like in some ways it means that there's no future. there's no God, there's no afterlife. Whether it gets better or not is irrelevant. It's not something that happens because of this promise. So that means that you have to really make do with now. This has to be the best it can be. Whether it is the best or not, it still has to be the best. You've no choice in the matter.
It's not for nothing that we lock onto these promises, though, because that's very uncomfortable.
Because in some ways, like, it's got something to do with the fact that the meaning, like, if there's no promise for the future, and if this is all there is, and you're not happy with this is all there is, well, it's very hard to have a life to have meaning. Isn't it? Is it?
It is, but what are you to do, though?
Well, look, see, what are you to do kind of implies, I think, that we're stuck. Do you know what I mean? That we don't know how to get out of this. But what I have a feeling is, it's just all we need is a slight shift. There's something in the way we appreciate this moment, or there's something in the way I appreciate this moment that I'm not fully giving its due.
Right.
That
Right.
I'm not treating this moment with integrity.
Okay. Is it possible that sitting in a moment that has meaning and all the rest of it, without indulging in the promise, without indulging in hope, doesn't mean that you're negating the promise itself? The promise is a promise of happiness. Hope is a hope for happiness.
Yeah.
Sitting in this moment without hope, I respond to that as though I've got to give up on happiness. I don't. I just have to give up on the hope.
Yeah, and see, I think I would think that if I give up hope, I give up happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're right there. And, you know, maybe that is what T.S. Eliot means. He says, wait without hope, because hope would be hope for the wrong thing.
That's right.
You know?
See, and I like it as well that everything. See, T.S. Eliot, the four quartets. The more I listen to them, they're really Christian, but the more they drive me totally towards atheism.
Isn't that funny? Because I think that's where my atheism is beginning from as well. It's from the same thing.
Well, it's really becoming really concrete and real by listening to T.S. Eliot's poem of Christianity.
Yeah.
Especially his conversion moment. See, there's a conversion moment in the Wasteland where he's walking through a churchyard and he says something about the guts it takes to a life. Oh God, there's this lovely moment in it where he says a lifetime of something or other. There's a bravery or something required, or the fear of a lifetime something. It's like you live all your life and then you realise, like, your motives are laid bare. You realise there's something beyond. You realise something deep. You realise the facade or the sham, the little bag of tricks or something like that. And this was his conversion moment. But I just think it's his total existential godless moment.
Yeah, I think you can draw that from that. Do you know what I mean? Like I do. I actually find that when I leave the obvious moments out, and sometimes I feel the religious moments in his poems are very obvious.
Yeah, they're almost tedious.
They're almost tedious, yet his existential moments are really subtle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, like you know, the exploration of this is the occupation of a saint. All men should be explorers.
Yeah.
You know, so like. Yeah, I do get that as well.
And yeah, well, I mean, the whole faith thing, and I mean, I don't know. Jesus. See, I find Christianity, that whole conversation, I mean, having lots of it. Hi Glenn, hi Marie, just in case you watch this. When I say cunt, I don't mean like anything, oh God, that was going to go over a cliff. I don't mean anybody that's not in this movie. I'm going to have to edit that. Where did that come from? I guess I was just thinking of Christians. Guys, I'm really sorry. I guess I'm just thinking of Christians.
You have to leave it in there without censorship. Do you know what I mean?
I can't though. I have to censor that one out. Do something funny. Quickly. It'll be like Sophie's World, before we have to distract the author.
Hey, jump into another word.
God, I can't believe I apologized. When I say cunts, I don't mean you guys, because you're Christians. Jesus. Fuck, man. Guys, there's
something about Muslims.
Fucking muzzies. Fucking muzzies. They're total, like, they're total fucking. Wow. Okay. Right. It's just, to be honest with you,
I think any possible ground that we had earlier is gone.
It's gone. But that's good, because we don't need the ground. It's those who subscribe to organised religions are always retching for ground. We don't need it, you know. Actually, I'm going to use the. She's all the while I should have been using the viewfinder, because maybe it'll save some batteries. But it's not. I don't know, man. we got to continue. No, we got to.
Okay, well, I guess what we should do is carry on from here. And the afternoon, the evening sleeps so peacefully, smoothed by long fingers, asleep, tired or it malingers. Should I, after tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force it at the moment to its crisis? But though I've wept and fasted, wept and prayed, though I've seen my head grow slightly bald, brought out upon a platter, I am no prophet, and here's no great matter. I have seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal footman hold
my coat and snicker.
And in short,
I was afraid. We've got one little battery bar left.
Now, wouldn't it be just magnificent to be just heading out there on a boat?
Yeah. Okay, there. I got a pint of the big blue thing, as opposed to the two long red and white things. Yeah, I guess it would, wouldn't it?
Well, actually, you could actually point at the smaller white ones and just let on that is the boat.
Yeah.
Or this, and you know what I mean, like. Who was to know?
This moment of you said something interesting, like about this moment of terror and horror.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I find it horrific. I find it horrific to have that. There was that moment that we've described very well to each other.
Okay.
Not in this movie, where there's this sense of there's this sense of absolute blankness and horror, and it's very real.
Yes.
And I think it's horrible, and I was able to go back to it after a while.
Can you conceptualize that moment rather than explain it? What does that moment of horror say to you?
It says that I don't exist. It was a moment of non-existence.
A moment of non-existence.
Of experience. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It was an experience of absolute blankness where I was the only thing that existed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There were cues. There were cues there were cues that came in the form of convictions that I had about the future and the present. For example, I had a conviction that nothing I would ever say, nothing that anybody would ever say to me, would hold any surprise or any novelty.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have heard it all before.
Yes.
I did this kind of thing. I felt I had understood. I remember afterwards I had this very vivid feeling of familiarity with everybody else's future, even those who I never met.
Yeah, that's very similar to the description I gave you of stuff the other night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
now it was, and I wouldn't say I was unhinged. I wasn't unhinged at all. It was very real. I'm not saying
you were hinged.
What?
You were hinged.
I was quite hinged. I was quite hinged. Indeed. I was in Germany. Might as well make a fun of everyone.
No. I was going to say, seeing that you were on a roll, do you want to say something about John Chambers?
I'll have to edit out all the people, all the cunts in this film bear no resemblance. The real people. Couple of unreal people. I know, no, okay.
Yeah. No, okay, no, look, no, but, you know, look, we've alienated quite a few people. If you're gonna, you might as well go for the broke here and just get everybody out of the way.
It's like Mick's girlfriend. Mick's girlfriend is the guy that she worked with. Jesus, I hate people that read. That's a lot of people, Mick. I love her response. She just laughs. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
No, but okay. So there's
okay. Yeah. So to conceptualize it, because whatever it is the thing that really horrified you, and that is the thing that's at the base of all our kind of fears.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, like that you said, you felt like you were nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, you felt that everything there was to be known was known.
I didn't feel like I was nobody. I felt that my character or personality, that which was me, didn't really exist. That was. It wasn't that I was nobody, because that in its sense hints at an identity. I didn't have an identity. I didn't have anything. And I looked up at the sky, and all I saw was blankness. And I felt I was staring in the face of God, a God that didn't exist.
And you felt you were alone in the universe.
I felt I was utterly alone in the universe.
Yeah.
And I did actually feel unhinged, even though I may not have been. And I turned around and there was a train behind me.
Okay.
The train was coming, and it was going across a track. And I started walking towards it, not deliberately, but given that I was walking towards it, I didn't see any way that I could avoid being killed by this train.
Yeah, okay.
So then I had to stop, and then I remember that there was a sign, and I reached out and I grabbed the sign. And touching the sign gave me some kind of a connection with something based like the world.
Yeah.
And then I stopped and I very slowly just turned around and I walked away from the train. And I had this very clumsy thought that, oh, I've avoided that. Like the train is gone, you know, it's over.
Yeah.
So, and then I started walking another way, and then I felt really. Then I remember vomiting on my hands. And when I vomited on my hands, I felt somehow connected because I was really getting disconnected, or that feeling. And I threw up in my hands. And when I felt stuff running on my hands, then I knelt down and I touched the ground.
Right.
And I felt somehow.
Can you hold it there for 1 second? How do I zoom in and out there? Because this would be a really good time to be zooming in and out on you there. Is it that one? Okay.
There, yeah.
Right, now
and you should
say that again.
You should close that window.
Why?
Because the battery.
Right, okay, right, wasting the battery. Now just say that stuff again, because I want to zoom away from you then, so that you get that feeling of what you were feeling when you were getting sick on your hand. Because you know the way everything kind of goes a bit distant.
Right.
And it has its own kind of personality and all that. But I want to hook this in with a bit of existentialism, right?
Right, sure, okay. So here's what I was feeling, right?
Okay.
There's a waiter. Oh, check it out. There's a waiter.
Yeah, okay.
This is a Louis Bunnell movie. The fucking waiter is walking on the beach.
Okay, hang on, let hand to the waiter.
This waiter walks up to two cunts on the beach. He says, oh, you cunt. Are you a cunt? This other cunt says, you call me a cunt, you cunt.
Right, but
okay.
like there has to be like that, like there has to be some moment in that fucking terrified you, as you know, terrified you, like not in the kind of the sense of, you know, like not like, you know, all the bits and pieces of that, but there had to be one fundamental thing in that this is the thing that not you as I think all of us turn our head away from. What is that kernel?
There was a kernel. There was a thought that had more horror in it than anything else, and the thought was this.
Yeah.
That I must exist second by second for the rest of it. I had to live through every second. There was a very deep horror in that, because at where I was standing, a second was a very long time.
Right, and
to seem to be this aware of something, of this thing that I was aware of was very real and very true. It had a purity to it.
Right, so you felt that whatever this horror was would have to be experienced second by second for, can I say it, for all eternity?
8 on its side, maybe.
Well, on its side, right. Okay, just in case that there was a specific time. Yeah. So look, just so that we know the magnitude of this stuff like that. We know what we're dealing with here, right?
And any of those psychoanalytical fuckers out there who are listening to this, who stole this, here's another detail that may be useful. In the middle of one of the starting points of this event that lasted about 1 hour and a half.
Yeah.
Was a series of connections I was making. Like I'd look around and I'd see, for example, I'd see a seashell, and the seashell I see on the ground now would remind me of a seashell I saw maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Sorry. There's an awful lot of seas there. The seashell I see on the seashell now is like the seashell I saw. You know, it just, you know. Sorry. I know this is very serious, right?
It's very serious.
Could you say it in a less poetic fashion, please? That was a way of putting it.
that was a way of putting it. Not very satisfactory.
Not very satisfactory.
And there I saw one when you were Stetson, not corpse you planted. How's the protein, I'll keep the dog far.
As spent to man or with his nails, he'll dig it up again. Okay, right. So you saw the seashells on the seashore that never looked like the shells that you saw before.
Indeed.
Is that what you were going to say? Was that a better way of putting it?
In the interest of brevity for the movie, I should go ahead and say what I was going to say, because if you keep guessing until we get it right, it could take a long time. It could be a very long movie.
Okay, whatever you're going to say, you've about 3 minutes to say it, max.
Right. Okay. Okay. Okay,
go on.
I had the following experience: that I would look at some random object like a mug.
Right.
And the mug I would think of a mug. I'd see the mug and it would bring me to now. I would think of a mug from a few years' time, and I would think of that was the time when I was in Michigan. Then I track back to a picture of a mug that I used when I was living in Dublin working in Squibs. Then I think of a mug in high school.
Yeah.
I think of a mug on the table on my 7th birthday as I blew out the candles.
Right.
And this would happen very fast, and it would happen rapidly.
Yeah.
With lots of random objects. And what was happening was, it was as though I was standing on a landscape. It's like I was standing at a high vantage point, looking past, back through all the events and the features of my life. My life was broken up into chapters of a couple of years, and I could see them all kind of simultaneously, or every time I would look at something, it would rapidly take me back, and it was as though not my life was flashing in front of me.
It's flashing behind you.
I was flashing behind me. Really flashing. It was kind of like blinking.
Okay, everything's going really blurred now. Oh no, you're back.
Like, so it was like I was in touch with all my life at once, and
Right.
it seemed so that was going on too. And it seemed like nothing held any surprises, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know actually where that fits into the whole thing.
No, well it does, because like when you go back and have a look at this now, you'll get an idea as to, because it's like, when you get to the kernel of that, the actual kind of centre of it, whatever it is that you were afraid of there is what we're all afraid of.
Right.
And when we deal with that, we're in the now, and everything will be okay. We've about 30 seconds, so if we could just finish with a song.
Well, actually, I can finish. Here's the song.
Right.
I have a charger in my bag. We can charge her up. I've got 2 more tapes. We can have 2 more hours of this. I'm nearly a bit tired of night.
Could you do some river dancing?
Oh no. Here, this one goes out to Aileen from the pub last night.
Okay, right.
Oh fuck, what was it? It was a horrible song. What was it? Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. I can't think.
Yeah, think she was queen of the land, with her hair flung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band, tied back with some blue bale twine.
What's the one about the fields? Oh Jesus! Well, I had 4 green fields. The fields of Athenry.
Okay.
Jesus, it was brutal.
It says change the battery pack, and it's gone on to how long you got on this tape?
An hour.
Well, we're gone over the hour, so I guess we've stopped.
No, we've stopped. Okay.
So
God knows where. That was a great laugh.
Yeah, because after a while,
It's worth it.
the longer you go, you forget about the camera like that. Like